Hello and welcome to our show today. I'm Jamie Smith, Cancer Control Specialist with the Kentucky Cancer Program. Today there are nearly 12 million people in America who have survived cancer and countless more who have avoided it, who will be celebrating birthdays this year. The Cancer Prevention Study 3 is a new research study being conducted by the American Cancer Society that will help us better understand how to prevent cancer, which will save lives and create a world with more birthdays. The American Cancer Society's Epidemiology Research Program is recruiting men and women across the United States and Puerto Rico for CPS-3, men and women who want to see an end to cancer. Enrollment is taking place at select locations and communities across the country, and Paducah is fortunate to be a selected site. I'm joined today by Mary Huff, who's a Health Initiatives Representative with the American Cancer Society. She's here to share with us a little bit more about this research study and to tell you how you can be a part of history. Welcome to the show today.
Thanks, Jamie.
If you could just kind of start off by telling people a little bit about you and what you do at the American Cancer Society.
Okay. Well, I actually work in the Paducah office here, and basically my position is what I consider the fun position. All the other folks are out raising the funds with the relays, and I get to actually utilize those funds with things like patient support programs, helping the patients to come in our office, and doing things like this cancer prevention study, because this is truly why we relay, is to try and find pieces and answers like this.
Okay. And you cover just more than McCracken County?
I do actually. We cover all the way from Caldwell County down through Callaway County, Hickman, Fulton, that area. So we actually have a 13 county radius that we work in. So just don't think that if you're not in McCracken County that you can't get help or you can't be a part of the study, because we want you to come to us from all counties, from wherever we can get you from.
Okay, perfect. Well, let's talk a little bit about this research study then. What is this particular study going to focus on?
This study is actually the third study that we've done. And just to kind of give you a quick history, for there to be a number 3 after it, that means there had to be a 1 and a 2.
Right.
And the first study actually focused on tobacco and smoking. That was the links they found, secondhand smoke and smoking to cancer. In the second study, we discovered a lot of things like sedentary lifestyles leading to cancer, or things like aspirin actually helping colon cancer. So those types of things we found in the second one, which that one started back in 1982.
Okay.
So now that study is ending. It's time for us to do a third study. And the exciting thing about this third study is our lifestyles have changed so much from the very first one back in the 50s all the way to today. Back in the first two studies, people didn't have cell phones.
Right.
They didn't have the same medications, the same treatments. Not everybody had a television in their homes or things of that nature. So what we are going to be doing is focusing on those lifestyle factors, those changes. We are going to be looking at genetic factors, environmental factors, anything that we think could either be a cause of cancer or something that could even help prevent cancer.
Okay. And has this ever been offered here in our area before?
This is the first year that Kentucky's been able to do it.
Okay.
And we will actually be the fourth one in the state to go.
Okay.
So it's very exciting. It's the first time that Paducah is going to get a chance to do it, and it'll be a great piece of the puzzle when we have these Paducah enrollees.
Okay. Now, with everything that ever happens, there's always eligibility. You know, people have to fall into the right criteria to be able to be part of a study or any kind of trial. So what are the eligibility requirements for this particular study?
Well, we're looking for men and women from the ages of 30 to 65.
Okay.
And we're looking for people that have never had a diagnosis of cancer other than skin cancer, squamous cell, basal cell. Those are okay. Those folks can still enroll. But if they've never had a cancer diagnosis, 30 to 65, we'd love to have them come out. And the other piece of the puzzle is we're going to follow you for several years. So we need people who are willing to commit to doing some surveys over the next several years.
Okay. So we have to admit our real age.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What's actually involved then? Some people may not really understand what all it takes. You said that there's some follow-ups. So what all does it take firsthand up front?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to ask folks to go on a website and actually sign up for an appointment time.
Okay, and what's that website?
If they'll go to CPS3 westernbaptist.org.
Okay.
And that's actually our first enrollment site that's going to happen in Paducah. And that's going to be coming up April 17th through the 19th and then also on the 21st.
Okay.
So if they go to CPS3 westernbaptist.org, they'll answer a few questions, all your basic information. They're going to ask you if you're between 30 and 65. They're going to ask you about the cancer diagnosis. And they're going to ask you to let us follow you for several years with the survey.
Okay.
You're going to sign up for your appointment time. Then you're going to get a confirmation email. And you're going to go into a survey website. There's a baseline survey. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes to do. It is very detailed. It will ask things like, have you lived with a smoker? What ages were you when you lived there? And how close a proximity were you to that smoker?
Okay.
Where did you live? What ages were you? Do you take a multivitamin? They're going to ask about certain things in the multivitamin.
Okay.
Once you finish that, then you're going to come to Western Baptist Hospital, or we're also going to do another enrollment in the fall at Lourdes.
Okay.
You're going to come to one of those location sites. You're going to actually give us a small blood sample. It's about 7 teaspoons. It's no more than you would do at your doctor's office. And then we're going to do a waist measurement and ask you a few more questions. Then at that point in time, you are officially enrolled in the study.
Okay.
And we are going to keep track of you for the next 20 to 30 years. Basically, every couple of years in the mail, you'll get a survey. It'll always ask, have you been diagnosed with cancer? It may ask other different things about your lifestyle at that time.
Okay.
Every year you're going to get a newsletter keeping you updated with what's happening with the study. And what's going to do is when they get those surveys in the mail, they're going to look at links between people's surveys. And at that point in time, they're going to say, well, we need to pull this group and their blood samples to start testing for this possible link to cancer.
Okay.
So that's what's going to happen at that point. So we just need someone who's willing to definitely commit to filling those surveys out and sending them back to us, and letting us know if they move, those types of things.
Now, what if there's somebody out there that maybe isn't computer savvy or doesn't have access to internet? Can they still enroll in the project?
Definitely.
Okay.
People can walk in actually on any of those days. We'll have enough phlebotomists there to take care of walk-ins, and we have paper copies of the survey.
So they would just need to allow enough time to fill that out? Okay, so they need to know they'll be there a little bit longer then.
Yeah, the actual enrollment takes about 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
And if it seems like things are getting bogged down, they do give us self-addressed stamped envelopes to where the research coordinators can follow up with those folks later.
Okay, okay, perfect. So we talked about where the enrollment's going to take place at, we just said Western Baptist Hospital. Where exactly in Western Baptist Hospital is that enrollment going to take place?
If you go to Doctor's Building 2 in the atrium area, right before you go up to that ramp to the Women's Center, we're going to be set up there. We'll have tons of signage, and you'll see people around. We'll have greeters and stuff to try and help you get to where you got to go.
Okay. And then you've said that they're going to have a survey in the mail. What if a person moves, is there some way that they can keep in contact with this study too to let the researchers know that?
Yeah, when they send the surveys out, they're going to send a little card out basically asking, are you still at the same location? They're going to try and keep up with you. And you'll always have a connection with a research coordinator, have a phone number you can call or an email address where you can connect with them. And they're going to constantly be sending, like I said, newsletters and different things in the mail to keep you all a part of our group, because we want everybody to understand exactly how important that they've helped us with.
Okay. And do you even know like where the main research office is?
It's actually out of Atlanta.
Okay.
We're doing this through Emory University. That's where our IRB, our protocol, comes from. So Dr. Patel's our lead researcher, and she is based out of Atlanta, Georgia. So that's where the bulk of everything is happening. And then Quest Diagnostics has actually come on board to do our blood draws and to store the blood for us. So everything is set up. When you do a research study, everything has to be set up to an exact science, and everything has to be the same here as it would be up in Syracuse, New York.
Okay.
So as we do this, everything's going to be identical, and it's going to be an amazing process to watch.
Do we know how many sites nationwide there's going to be, or?
I'm not really sure exactly. We do want to enroll at least 300,000 people across the nation.
Okay.
We're right now projected, hopefully, to enroll 500,000, but at least 300,000 is what our goal is.
Well, that's pretty good. I would say y'all have done a great job.
Yes.
So what if somebody's out there today and they have a question about this, they want to talk to you more about it maybe after the show? Is there a local number they call to actually talk to you to get more information?
Yeah, they're welcome to call us at the American Cancer Society office. The number is 444-0384. That's 444-0384. And whoever answers the phone should be able to answer your questions. If not, they can definitely get you connected with me. And you can also call Western Baptist Hospital. They've got tons of information there that they can help with if you have questions about the specific site.
Okay. All right. So right now there's no other site for this particular time period. It's just Western Baptist Hospital. But if people are out of town for some reason, you said they may get another chance in the fall, right?
Yep, in the fall we're actually going to be doing another location at Lourdes. It's looking right now, it's going to be in that November range, probably the 15th through the 17th, right around Great American Smokeout time.
Okay.
So definitely going to have that other opportunity popping up. You'll be hearing a lot about that website coming out soon. So if for some reason you are out of town but you really want to be involved, please let us know. And if you're a survivor and you can't be involved, also call us, because we'd love to talk with you, because we would love to talk with you about being a champion for the study.
Okay.
Because just because you can't enroll, you can always ask people to do it in honor of you.
Right.
We actually have a little video of a lady whose friend passed away at the age of 52. And she said her goal was to enroll 52 people because of the 52 birthdays her friend had lived through.
Oh.
So those are the types of things we'd love to be able to get people on board to do. So just because you can't be an actual part of the study, you can still be a part of it by helping us enroll.
That's great. That's great. Well, is there anything else about this research project that we haven't really talked about that you want to share?
One of the things I want to kind of give everybody a little bit of peace of security on is everything is completely confidential.
Okay.
Basically, once you go online and you fill out that information saying you want an appointment, you will get a number and you become a barcode.
Okay.
Which I know sounds kind of sterile, but that's our way of trying to keep everybody completely secure.
Right.
So when you go in to do your survey, you'll create an account and you'll enter that barcode number. And then once you have completed that survey and you hit submit, you can't even go back into your own survey.
Okay.
That's how secure everything is. So make sure you've got everything filled out the way you want to before you hit submit. And it's just everything, the website's completely secure. Everything we do, all the volunteers will have a confidentiality form signed. So everything, your information is just as safe as it is at like the bank or wherever you would go that you have secure information.
Okay. So that barcode then goes on every materials that they fill out or blood and everything?
Yeah, basically when you come in that day, you'll have a confirmation page they'll ask for you to print out. You'll bring that in and we will check you off based on your barcode, and we will follow you at every station to make sure that barcode is correct on everything.
Okay.
So all of our volunteers will be checked to make sure that's processed correctly.
Okay. And how many stations are there then that particular day? Have y'all figured that out yet?
Yeah, basically what you're going to do is you're going to come in and somebody will greet you. They're going to get you to sign another informed consent. They're going to ask you a few questions. Then at that point, they're going to send you over to get your waist measured. Then you'll go over to the phlebotomist who will actually do your blood draw.
Okay.
And then you'll have a final station that you'll have to go where they can double check to make sure all the barcodes are correct.
Okay. Will they need to bring any form of ID in with them?
No, as long as they've got that confirmation page, they should be fine.
Okay.
And other questions that we have gotten are, do I have to fast beforehand? No, you don't have to fast. The blood draw should be small enough where you don't have to worry about having adverse reactions. Okay. It's not like actually giving blood. Very unlikely for somebody to pass out after the 7 teaspoons. So those types of things. And the other thing is that a lot of people have asked if they're going to get individualized results. We will not take your blood back and test it for individualized results.
Okay.
So, Jamie, you're not going to get a letter in the mail that says your cholesterol is this, and you might have cancer because of it. You're not going to get that. But like I said, you will get a newsletter every year with action alerts and different things that they can talk about for you.
Okay. I know you mentioned earlier, like the blood would be pulled in groups. So are people going to be just kind of divided into groups, and as one barcode comes up, they'll pull the whole group and test it? Or is it just going to be that particular blood that they'll test?
They're going to look on links. So they're going to look at different survey pieces. And I'm quite sure, and I'm not a researcher, but by my understanding, they're going to have everybody kind of categorized by specific things they're looking for.
Okay.
So like if they're starting to see a lot of cancer diagnosis with a certain medication, then every survey that comes through is going to be linked with that medication, and then they might all blood draw from that one medication. But then some of you might be a control sample. So if somebody has a survey that comes through they think is a perfect example as a control of what the blood should be like, then they may use it to test against the groups.
Okay. Okay. Well, I want to go over one more time the eligibility requirements, because I know we talked about at the beginning. Now people know a little bit more about the study. They may be more keen to want to sign up, but maybe they forgot what those eligibility requirements were. So let's go through those one more time for everybody.
It is men and women 30 to 65, no diagnosis of cancer other than your non-melanoma skin cancer, squamous cell, basal cell. Those are fine.
Okay.
So we're looking for anybody in that group to come in and enroll.
Okay, perfect. Well, let's talk then a little bit more about the American Cancer Society and what else you guys do. Obviously, this research study is very exciting for our area to be part of, and obviously this is the first time for ACS to be able to do that in our area, but there's so much other things that you all do. And so maybe there are some survivors out there, or somebody that's newly diagnosed that's just looking for answers and looking for some help. And so what can they find if they call the American Cancer Society?
We have a plethora of things for them to do. And I want people to understand too that we are looking to follow you from the date of your diagnosis all the way through the entirety of your life. So if you're a 30-year survivor and you need something, still please call us, because we want to be there to help you. We have of course reliable information. We have a 1-800 number that's open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And that number is 1-800-227-2345. And people can call that at 2 in the morning with questions. They can ask for somebody just to talk to, and you'll always get a person. The day it actually gets the bulk of its phone calls is Christmas Day.
Right.
Because people can't always reach a clinician. They can't always reach somebody, or maybe they just don't feel good and they need someone to talk to. So they can call that number. But when they call that number, they can also be linked to all of our resources. And those are things from, we have a full wig bank, we have prosthesis, we have bras, we have hats and turbans, those types of pieces. We have emotional support like Reach to Recovery, where we care about breast cancer survivors with women going through breast cancer. We have the Look Good Feel Better program, which is a great program where cosmetologists come in and talk with the women about how the adverse reactions to their skin, and we talk about their wigs, we talk about anything and everything, and they get a really nice bag of makeup. It's worth about $250. It's a nice bag with good products, Chanel, Estee Lauder, Clinique, things that are going to be good to their skin during treatment. And they learn a lot of techniques. And
your husbands won't be mad you got all that makeup because it didn't cost them anything.
Exactly. And it's the perfect time to get some really good stuff.
Yeah, it is good.
On top of that, we also have a website, cancer.org. And on cancer.org, we have I Can Cope classes that people can take. It's a 12-week class where they can go on and talk about financial planning during treatment. They could talk about the intimacy side of it, or the self-esteem side. So there's all sorts of great classes and information on that website. We also have a Road to Recovery program where we help get patients to and from their treatments. We have financial assistance that we can help with sometimes. And the best part, we actually have an online resource database. So if somebody calls and they need something, and maybe it's something we can't particularly help with, we can try and call and find someone to help that patient. So we have a variety of things that we can help with out of the office, and it's just a wonderful service that we can give to people, and it's completely free of charge.
Okay. And one other thing too with that road to recovery program you mentioned, I know that you do have some drivers that will volunteer their time to drive people, but Western Baptist Hospital also has a transportation program. Maybe people don't know about that, and you want to tell a little bit about that.
Yeah. We actually fund a grant through Mid-South Division of the American Cancer Society to Western Baptist Hospital, and they have a van that will come pick people up and bring them to and from treatment. And just another note about the road program, we have that service for patients as volunteer drivers, and if there are anybody out there that wants to help patients get to and from treatment, please let us know. We're always looking for drivers to that program, because right now transportation is the most critical problem we have.
With gas being so expensive too.
Yeah, we have the gas prices we have in this country. Most people don't live near their families. I mean, we're lucky in this area that quite often people stay here when they're born here, but very often, their kids move off, and you have a woman or a man that's sitting here that has no family. They don't feel well. They're trying to get to and from their treatments. And just the fact that someone is willing to drive up, smile at them, say, I'm here to help you, brightens their day in such a way, and takes that one worry off of their brains when they have all these things going through their head. So those volunteers for that program are so critical to the well-being of these patients.
Great. So definitely then they could call the 800 number or your office for that?
Yes, please.
So give those numbers again one more time, just so that they know.
The local number is 444-0384, or you can call the 1-800 number, which is 1-800-227-2345.
Great. Well, maybe somebody out there does want to do that, and that would be a great asset, obviously. And I've met some of the people that do the driving, and it's so neat to talk to them and talk about how rewarding it is. And that makes all the difference, making a difference in somebody else's life with what they're going through, because obviously cancer is very hard to cope with and to deal with. So just somebody that's willing to take their own time and listen.
We had a relay meeting recently in Trigg County where there's a road to recovery program, and one of our drivers, they said, was just sitting there talking about all the stories, and he was so excited that he was able to help this woman get to Murray because she was just unable to drive herself. And he said he had so much fun and enjoyed it so much that he just went on and on at the meeting, and he loved it.
Good, good. And that's what makes all the difference as volunteers like that. So some other people may want to know, obviously, American Cancer Society does a lot. They've got wigs and they've got prosthesis there. Well, how do you get those? What if somebody out there has a family member that maybe has a bunch of those and they don't know what to do with them?
We would love for you to come donate it to us. We definitely take donations of wigs and prosthesis and bras, or anything that you think, anything that helped you through your journey. We love to take those. We get them cleaned up, we get them styled, we get them ready for the next patient. And what we do with those, we get them all set up, and then when people come in, we fit them for them. We send them out, and all we ask for the patients to do at that point in time is either bring them back and redonate them, or to give them to somebody else. So yeah, donations are definitely necessary for our organization. And if you want to do that, you can call that 1-800 number and let us know when you want to come by, and we can get everything set up for you.
Maybe tell people too when they walk in. Some people may not know what to expect whenever they walk in and walk into a wig room. What can they expect when they walk into ACS?
Well, our wig room is fabulous because when you walk in, it's its own little separate room with a door. So if a woman or a man that comes in feels like they need some privacy, we can shut them into the room and let them kind of feel that. We actually have these shelves that line the room with tons of wig heads and wigs of every shape, size, and color, tons of bras and prosthesis for people to look at. We have a little vanity set up with a mirror and some brand new lighting that we have, so it's almost like being in your own little salon.
Well, there you go.
They can sit there and try them on. Bring a friend, bring your sister, your whoever with you, and have a little bit of fun trying them on. Now, if we see you're having fun, we're going to suggest some crazy color wigs just to make it a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
But definitely, and if for some reason you don't see exactly what you need, let us know, because at that point in time, we can start emailing the other offices and ask them if they have exactly what you need.
Okay, so that works. They don't have to just maybe have to deal with what's in the office. It's always good to ask to see if there's something else.
Exactly. Like if you were to walk in, Jamie, and all we had were some gray wigs on the wall, we're not going to send you home with a gray wig.
Well, I don't know. I might like her.
We're going to try our best to hunt down the color that you need and the style that you need.
Okay. And what about like other turbans and scarves? People may want to know about that. Do you all take those as well?
We do. If people would, we have groups, church groups sometimes that want to make those and donate them. So we look for things like that. We also have people that donate pillows for our Reach to Recovery program.
Okay.
Because when a Reach visitor goes and visits a woman, she's going to take her a pillow to put under her arm to help that from rubbing that incision spot. So definitely pillows. If somebody wants to make those, we'd love to have them. Turbans, hats, anything that you all would want to put a little bit of love in and create and bring to us, we'd love to give to them.
Well, definitely a lot of options for people out there to be
Yes.
part of history and join a study that's unique to our area, or perhaps become a volunteer with the American Cancer Society. So what key message do you just want to leave the viewers with today about this research study?
What I want to leave you all with today is the reminder of whatever we do today is going to affect not just us, but our future generations. We are the key to what's going to happen to our children and our grandchildren. We can't learn about ourselves till we study ourselves. So it truly is research today for a cancer-free tomorrow, and I hope that you all will join us together as we try to create more birthdays through this research study and find some more of those links that we can help save some more lives.
Okay, great. And if you could just give the website one more time for people to go to enroll.
If you would like to enroll at Western Baptist Hospital, again, those dates are April 17th through the 19th, and then also on the 21st, you can go to CPS3, westernbaptist.org. And if you have more questions about just the study in general, you can go to cancer.org/CPS3, and then they can give you a listing of all the sites and a little bit more information about the study.
That's awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mary, for taking time today to come out and talk to us about it. And I've certainly learned a lot more about the study today, and I hope our viewers have learned as well. And if you're interested in becoming part of that study, remember the website that Mary gave you, or feel free to call the American Cancer Society. And if you have any other questions about today's show, you can also call our office, the Kentucky Cancer Program, at 442-1310. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.